It's my pawb, Stacky. Oh, let me just move you up a bit. Hello everyone, how are we all? I'll just move that down a bit. Don't want the light to be shining on it. Okay, so welcome back to another kit video. You'll have to excuse me if my voice is a bit today. I'm filming this on Sunday before this goes out on Wednesday. And our choir celebrated our 20th anniversary yesterday by joining with 2 other choirs to sing Verdi's Requiem. We got a standing ovation at the end, which was quite nice. But the old voice is a bit shot because, you know, when you're doing a performance, you give it your all. So just having a slurp of tea. Right, okay, so as my last video went on rather longer than anticipated, I've got all the bits out that I need for this kit. So this is the Welcoming Garden kit, which came out in March? February? March. Anyway, recently. Everything is pretty much in there. So I'm going to show you the bits that you get with it. Obviously you get the instructions as per normal. It's a kit making excuse me, 9 cards, so 3 of each design, which you can't see because I've shoved it out of the way. So the envelopes all look like this, which is lovely. They're just plain white inside, but they've got these lovely flowers. So I've got one of those out. Then you get 3 of this card, which is assuming it folds over like that. I'll find out when I look at the instructions. So you get 3 of those. And then you get 6 of this one because you're going to do the other 2 designs using those card blanks. There's your usual bit of cardboard that you get at the bottom, which I'm going to use for stamping the stamps, which I get them the right way around. There's a little gate, and you can't see that very well, can you? There's a gate. I think that goes on the gate posts, which you'll see in a minute. Then there's Thinking of You Today, Just a Note, and Thanks in there. So that's that. And then of course you get your usual stamping block that you get with a stamping kit, and your stamping spot, which is crumb cake. But if you've been watching me for a while, you know I don't like those. So I've got my full-size one out ready to use. You get some tear and tape and some dimensionals. I'd say they're small, but they're slightly larger than the small ones, but definitely smaller than the large ones. You can just see the size there. You get 3 pieces of these white matting layers. You get 1 sheet of these, which I'm assuming are for putting sentiments on. Yeah. And then some plain ones there. You get 3 sheets of this, which I couldn't work out what it was at first. I need to get 2 sheets. Might just be 2 sheets. But this is a gate, and then that's another bit of the gate. But all will become clear when I start making the 3rd card. I think it's the 3rd card. We get 3 sheets of these, which is die cuts. So you've got 2 gate posts there. You've got hello, bonjour and hello, and a tiny little bird box there. That's for making card number 3. Oh yeah, that one is for card number 2. That's for card number 3. And then you also get 3 sheets of these die cuts, which are gorgeous. But to save time later, I've already punched those out, or not punched them out, you know, removed them from the outer layer. So I'm going to put that over there. So let me just separate those a little bit. And then there's several small, oh, nearly lost them. Smaller flowers, which I'm sure their use will be discovered soon. So let's put that there. Get my card, because I should need to stamp any of the stamps first, because that's what I like to do. In fact, I'm just looking at that and wondering if, oh yes, that does fit. Yeah, I thought for a minute that the gate stamp wouldn't fit on the Stampin' blocks. I'm going to take the cover off that and go to the instructions, and the first card is the one with a lovely shape gate bit on it. So I'll just put that over there for a minute. So that will go over there, which I will actually just burnish that now, because you know what I'm like, I'll leave it to the end and then there'll be dimensionals and I won't be able to do it. Okay, so the first thing it tells me to do is actually to stamp this funny little bit here, which must be wood grain. I wonder if I can use one of my, yeah, I'm going to use one of mine. This is not a Stampin' Up block, but it's a long thin one. So according to the direction in the instructions, it goes that way. Okay, and it wants me to stamp one of these on each of these. Is it just those ones, or is it that as well? Yeah, it's just the bits in between. Okay, so let's ink that up. You can't see that, can you? Ink that up. Stamp it on there a couple of times. Right. So I'm going to have to take the card away for this. Now I'm going to try not to get my head in shot, because I like to be able to get my head right over what I'm stamping. Oh, there we go, that's not so bad. It's a little bit fiddly because they're quite narrow. I probably ought to have put a piece of paper underneath, but I'm going now, so I'm not going to stop. Yes, so anyway, yes, we did Verdi's Requiem yesterday, and we did it in St Asaph Cathedral, which is the cathedral in the smallest, no, is it the smallest city in Wales? Or is St David's still the smallest city in Wales? I'm not sure about that now. Both St David's and St Asaph are tiny, and I mean tiny. They're more like large villages than cities, but they are quite small. But we're going to be doing Verdi's Requiem again in May, in the cathedral in Wrexham, which is another city, but a lot nearer. That only became a city in, was it 2024? Yeah, I think it was last year. It became a city last year. Okay, so now I also have to stamp the thanks. For this I will get another small block out. That's a large one. That's a small one. Okay, I'll stamp that a couple of times on a piece of cardboard. So it's good that we get to do it twice, because often we spend months and months and months rehearsing for these concerts, and we only get to do them once. So it's a lot of effort, and then only to do it once, so it's nice to do it twice. Okay, so am I doing it on the right one? Yes, I am. So I need to stamp thanks onto one of these. Lovely. Just wipe my stamp. And then we've also got some concerts coming up in the summer where I think we've already done something for Radio Cymru to do with Caradog Roberts, and we're doing that again somewhere else. Can't remember where. It'll come to me at some point, or it might not. And then we're also going to be singing in the... Now, am I going to get the title right? Is it the North Wales International Music Festival? Something of that ilk. And that'll be in September. So, I've done that and I've done that. I'm going to put the ink out of the way so I don't put my hand in it. Oh, I also need a little bird box. A pair of pink flowers from that set and the 2 single pink flowers. Don't need that, I've just got the bird thing off there, haven't I? So let's put all my dimensionals whatever on everything. So I need to put dimensionals on. Aha, I've done it again. Where have I put? There they are. So I need to put dimensionals on the sentiment, which is a thanks. Now that says to put 2 on, but I think I'd rather put 3 belt and braces. 1 at each end, 1 in the middle. Let me double check to see where it's going. Yes, 1 in the middle. So that's that. And then I need 1 on the back of the birdhouse. Oh, got 2 there. So 1 on the back of the birdhouse, and then yeah, 2 on the back of this one. Oh, you're going to be able to see that. Get that off. Try and put that on such a way that you can't actually see it. That's better. Right, now I need to get another one. But I might be better off with my tweezers because these are so small. And then do that there. Yep, that looks good. You can't see those. And then turn these over and put 1 in the middle of each. Yeah, so we've got quite a busy summer coming up. Obviously, also, come on. As it's coming up to Easter, we'll also be doing Olivet to Calvary and, of course, Stainer's Crucifixion, which will be fun. I don't think we did either of those last year. I mean, personally, Kevin and I didn't. I think the choir did, but we didn't for whatever reasons. Okay, so I've done all that, and now I can stick some bits on. I can put the birdhouse. Now I'll definitely need my tweezers. Definitely need my tweezers. I've lost one of my pairs of tweezers. I have a vague idea where it is. It's somewhere at church because I did 2 craft sessions last month, and of course I took the tweezers, and of course it's my favourite pair that's gone missing. I've got this pair which are sort of straight, well, they are straight. I've got this pair which you press to release and it holds the stuff. That's my second favourite one, but my favourite one came with this one, I think, and it's slightly curved, and I really like that one. But of course that's the one that's gone missing. So where do I put this one? This goes... Oh, you can't get the staff, can you? Thankfully, that hasn't stuck down. I should have folded that over first, then stuck that to that. You can tell I'm tired. I think we got home. What time did we get home? Yeah, it must have been gone 11, I think, by the time we got home last night, so I'm still not quite with it. Now, do I put them that way round or that way round? I think it's that way, so if I put the tweezer there. Okay, so take the backing off there. Those two go there. And then one of them goes there. And one, get hold of it, goes there. See if I can get it the right way round so that it actually looks as though it belongs. Oh, that'll do. That'll be fine. A little bit of paper still stuck to that. There we go. Okay, so that's that. Then that gets folded over there. Very clever. I've managed to bend that a bit, so let's bend it back the other way. Okay, so then that goes there, and then this goes over the top of the gates. Yeah, and if I do it on the top band bit, oh well, that was quite easy once you pay attention and fold the card over in the right place. Okay, so that's the middle. Oh, that's nice. There you go. So you can open it up. Oops. Don't drop it. Open it up like that. Now you can either write your message down here, or you could write your message on the back if you didn't want to spoil this bit. And then when it sits up, it can sit up like that, or just like that, however you like really. So that's easy. That's the first one done. Put that there. So number 2 is the one with the fancy gates. So I know I need one of these, which I shall burnish before I start. And at least I haven't got to worry about anything fancy happening here because it's just a plain card. Okay, so again I need to do some stamping with, oh, I could have left that on the block. So this one tells me to stamp it on the white card. The white card. So it tells me to do, oh no, I will need something underneath this because it will go over the edge. So one about there. One about there. And you know what I've gone and done? I've gone and stuck my finger in the ink pad. Honestly, it can't take me anywhere. Not even a second time to apologise. Right, okay, so, and then a third one near the bottom. Okay, give that a wipe. Now, I then need to put, oh, and I also need to do just a note. Just a note, which I'll put on here, and that's going to go on one of the smaller, one of the smaller ones of those. Banners, that's it, it's called a banner. Oh, I better, yeah. Just a note. I like just a note. You can use it for all sorts of things. Right, I'm going to leave that on there just in case I need it again. So let's pull that out of there. Okay, so I've got that. I need the gate, which I pretty much detached apart from those couple of bits. So I've got the gate. I need the green bushy thing, and then I'll need some of the flowers, but I won't need the flowers till nearer the end. So I will put that out of the way. Put just a note over here. Move this out of the way. Now, let me read the instructions. So the back of this, I need to put some of the tear and tape. And again, if you've watched me for a while, you know that while I use tear and tape, now it's telling me to put 3 strips across there, but I always put 2 strips either side. So that's what I'm going to do. Yes, I was in the middle of saying, you know, that I never actually tear and tape. I always use the scissors. In fact, at one of the craft events that I did recently, you know, I generally use this red double-sided tape. I found somebody who was trying to tear this. It doesn't work, and it also then makes it really difficult because you've stretched it a bit. It makes it difficult to get the backing off, as we discovered. So I've put tape on the back of that, and I think, yes, I need to put tape on the front of this, because it's then going to stick to the bottom of the gate. So I will put that in there, and that's just the right size. Okay, so let's stick that to the back of the gate. And which is the best way to do it, that way or that way? I'll do it this way. So it needs to go right at the bottom of the gate, centrally, which is lovely. And then you need to pull some of the greenery around so that it's poking out like that. Oh yes, and then that bit can go through here, and this bit can go, now does that go around the front or does it go around the back? It also goes around the front, but I think I'm going to do it that way. Looks a bit more natural then. Any of these bits that I can, no I can't. So that's what you do with that, you sort of weave the green bits so that they look as though they're growing through the gate. Then I need to put some dimensionals, so we put 1 across each corner and 1 in the middle, and then 1 near the top. Say near the top, at the top, and then 1 on each of these little round bits, and 1 right in the middle. Now, have I got extra ones at the sides? No. I might see if I, will there be any way to put them? No, so I won't put any more on there. Okay, so, this keeps sticking to the instructions. Right, so I put tape on that, stuck those two together, put the whatchamajoolies on there. So this needs to go on the card. Let's get that bit sorted. Put that in my little jar. Okay, so that will go there. Make sure the card's the right way round. And put that nice and central. Then take off the backings from the dimensionals if you can. Okay, so there's one there. I might see if I can actually put a couple of extra ones there. This is going to look lovely when it's done. There we go. Right, so I'm going to put one there just to give it an extra bit of added strength, sort of in the middle, and that over there. So try not to stick myself to the other ones. And okay, so then that goes so that it goes slightly over at the bottom. So you can see it sort of hangs over the bottom and just hangs over the top. That's really nice. Now for this one, let's get rid of some of these little bits before they stick to everything. Those in the jar. I need some of these orange flowers, so I've got one of those, two of those, and there's two here but they're stuck together. Okay, so 3 of those. Right, some of these it tells you that they're so small that you need to cut the dimensionals in half, but I don't think you do, you know. So let's put dimensionals on everything else. So I'm going to put it on the sentiments. Again, I'm going to put 3. Oh, it tells you to put 3. That's all right. It tells you to put 3 for a change, so I will definitely put 3. Turn these upside down. Okay. Oh, I can see, yeah, I can see why you would want to cut one of them in half for this little flower here. So I will do that. Because that is quite small. And then, do I need to do it on all of them? I might need to do it on all of them. So that one will have a little one as well. Or maybe that one needs more than one. Actually, I'm going to see how it goes with putting a full... no, I will need half. I need half on that one. But also half on the other one. Oh, because they are a little bit tiny. And then this one can have one in the middle, or actually one there and one there, and half there, and then these I think I can get the whole one on there. Or can I? Oh no, maybe not. Let's cut these in half. Means I'm going to end up with an odd one for this one, but I think when I've made all 3 cards, it will work out that you'll have used a whole amount. So that's good. Okay, so that's all my little bits of dimensionals. Now I've just got to work out where the flowers go. So if I turn them the right way up, so one there, one there, one there, and one there. So this one can go here. This one is definitely more fiddly, but I think it will make a lovely card. So tweezers, so that goes about there. This one, I can get hold of it, goes at the top. It is slightly more difficult getting the half one, the backing off the half one. There we go. And then that one will go there. Then a single one. There. Another single one down there. A trio at the bottom or near the bottom. About there. And one more single one, if I can pick it up. Open the tweezers wide enough and it'll actually pick it up. One about, oh, I've got hold of it, but there we go. Stick that back on there, and then that can go there. Lovely. And then there's just the sentiment to put on. Which will go just across the middle there. Oh, lovely. So there you go, that's that one. As I said, slightly more fiddly, and you can see that that was slightly more fiddly, but very effective. So last one coming up. Give that a burnish. Now this is the one with the gate bits. Right, quick slurp of tea. Oh. Oh, nice. I do like a cup of tea. Right, so I need... Oh, come on. I need the 2 pillars that were on this page, and I need the hello. Over there. Now I think I'm going to need my board. I'm definitely going to need my board. And put this on a block. Okay. So try not to get my hands all over. Oh yeah. Lovely. Right, so that's that. Now I need to stamp. Now this is one of the ones I didn't get out before I started, but shouldn't take too long because it's not too fiddly. So that's the main bit, and then that's the other bit of the gates. Okay, so I'll put the stamp, there it is. I need to stamp this bit, and this fits perfectly. That's lovely. Now the idea is to get the other bits to fit. I think what I'll do is I'll stamp those three. And then I'll stamp these. Yeah, doing it right, like that. Yeah, lovely. Oh, now what else do I need? I need the Thinking of You Today. Where's that going to go then? Oh, that's clever. That is clever. In fact, that might be too clever. I wouldn't have thought of looking at that. Anyway, we'll find out. You'll see as we go along. So I've done those two. Oh, and there's a little bit in the middle just to pull out there. So this bit then goes on this side. Right, and then the two pillory bits here move that out of the way. These need dimensional. Okay, so I think I'm finished with the stamping, so I'm going to put this away. Done those two bits. Oh no, I haven't finished with the stamping because I need to stamp Thinking of You Today. So let's put this one back on here. Thinking of You Today. Oh, and that will go on one of these long ones here. Oh, I just need to stamp it onto my card just to test it out, make sure it's okay. Do it flat and it might work. Yes. Okay, so I'll just do that across there. Lovely. So I'll put these bits over here out of the way so that they don't get stuck to anything else. Okay, so now I can put the stamp away. Okay, you go over there. So, dimensionals on the back of the pillars. What are they called? They've got a proper name, haven't they, when they're with the gate or at the bottom of the stairs? What are they called? Newels. That's what they're called. So that's about halfway up, isn't it? Right, so I've put dimensionals on the back of the newel posts. That's the proper word, newel posts. These I need to put double-sided tape. I need this lot of flowers. Now, is that the back that I put it on or the front? It's this way, isn't it? So, yes, it's going to stick to the card, so I need to put it on the back. Okay. Tear and tape. Across the bottom of here. Right across there. And I will stick that to the card. Yeah. Then I'll put some more tape on the other bits. And then you'll see where I went, oh, that's clever, in a minute. Right, now make sure that's the right way up. That goes right across the bottom, right at the bottom. Oops, lovely. Then I need to put tape on this bit. So I'm going to put it at the sides. They tell you to put it across, but like I say, I always like to go vertical. I always have to think about horizontal and vertical. Okay, so put that bit there. But none on that bit. And then this bit, yeah, I'll just put a bit there and a bit there. Bit there. And a bit there. Okay, so I put double-sided tape on that, double-sided tape on that. I need some dimensionals on the back of this one. So, oh, now I've got one of the half bits stuck to my finger. There we go. So 2 on the back of there. I've done that. Oh, and then there's the rest of the flowers that are over here that I need to pick up. Oh, and bring over. Move all those other little bitty bits out of the way. Okay, so I need dimensionals on the back of these. Yes. So that must be a little bit of the hydrangea. That, I have no idea what that is. Some pink flower. I'm generally quite good with flowers, but that one I haven't got a clue. Another one on the back of the other bit of hydrangea, and then another bit of hydrangea. So 3 bits of hydrangea. I do like hydrangea. I've been trying to grow a hydrangea for the last few years, but so far it's just a stick in a tub and doesn't seem to be doing very well at all. So I don't know if I need to get another one or get one that's grown a bit more. It's a shame because I do like a hydrangea. Okay, so I have put thingamybobs on those. Now those go on at the end, so that's okay. So we need to put the gate mechanism on. Oh, what about my Thinking of You Today? That also has dimensionals on it. So it only tells you to put 2 on, but I'm definitely going to put 3. 1 at each end. And 1 in the middle. Okay, so we put the gate bit on this side first. This is very clever, this card. Okay, so that goes right to the edge, and oh, if you look very carefully, you can see that there's a paler green bit there and a paler green bit there that are the same shape as the bottom of this. So you know exactly where to place it. That's clever. Oh yes, that is very clever. So it will be the same over this side. Now before I take the backing off that, I'm going to give that a press over that way. In readiness. Then this fits into that little bit there, which is a little bit lighter, and you know exactly where to put it. That is clever. So that means that I must have put one of them a bit with skew because it's not quite straight, but nobody will notice because that bit then opens up. That's good. Now they've told me to put dimensionals on this, so you're putting dimensionals underneath something that's not got dimensionals on. Seems a bit weird to me, but I'll go with it for this time. But I think with the other ones, when I make up the other two, I might just use double-sided tape. So that goes across there like that. But the clever bit comes with the newel posts, because the newel post goes just a little bit over the gate. Or does it? Actually, looking at the picture in the instructions, there is actually a gap, so it doesn't go right over the gate, but it does go here. So if I close the gate anyway and put it so that it covers that bit, then nobody will know that it doesn't quite match up. It'll be fine, and it'll be our secret. Right, and then this one goes on the other side. Oh, come on. And then again, I'll just do that slightly over because I can. Lovely. And then I stick these extra flowers on. So let's hold this with the tweezers. So the yellow flower goes... Oh, then of course you've got to work out which way round that it wants to be. I think it wants to be there. Yeah. And then this, whatever this flower is, oh, I can't get the back off. Here we go. I think that's holding it too far over. So that goes there. Fine. And then we've got the 3 bits of hydrangea. My pots at the front at the moment are chock-a-block full of daffodils and other flowers that I can't remember what they are. One of them goes there. Problem is I bought a whole load of bulbs from various places, to be fair. One there. And I just planted them. It never occurred to me to put labels in telling me what they were, because of course I was going to remember what they were when they came out. Not. Oh, and then the hello goes on last. Lovely. So then you've got a card that opens up saying, hello, thinking of you today. I think next time though I will not put dimensionals on, just stick it straight down. And I might actually make it, no I won't, because if you do stick it under the post bit, people might not realise to open it up. But there you go. So that's the 3 cards. There's that one. That one. And that one. So that one comes pretty much made up. We just need to stamp those bits and stick on the punched bits. As I said, you can either write inside on that bit so that you can't see the writing, or on the back, which will be lovely. And then that one, that's very nice. Just need to stamp those bits and use the punched bits. And this one, slightly more fiddly because you've got to put the greenery so that it looks as though it's growing out of the gate, which is nice. I like that. And then there you go. So that's today's 3 cards from, to get the name right, from the Welcoming Garden Kit. So let me put those so you can see those. And the coordinating colours for these, so I must try to remember to do this every time and I don't. So the coordinating colours are Basic Black, Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, Crumb Cake, which is the colour that you get in the kit, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Grey Granite, Highland Heather, Lemon Lime Twist, Pecan Pie and Pool Party. So, you know, you could actually stamp the gate in slightly different colours to make it look a bit more interesting. You could do the same on the background to that. This, I would thought, probably best leave that as it is, but you could always change up the sentiments in different colours if you wanted to. So there we go. That's the Welcoming Garden Kit. Yeah, I'm sure that was March. Might have been February, might be April. Sieve like a brain at the moment because I've spent so much time rehearsing for the concert last night, and I'm just very tired. Anyway, I'll see you again in another video. Hwyl am y tro.